And welcome back to Tucson, Arizona. My name is Dave Vincent alongside David Fink. It's the men's small ball semifinals. Brian Medina and Stephen Cooney going up against the Flying Cordovas here, Dave. Number 1 versus number 5 seed, Luis Cordova and Daniel.
Daniel coming in just having a cast removed off his foot 24 hours ago.
Yeah, but that cast was removed by himself. He didn't go to a doctor. He just said, you know what, I have a couple more weeks. I'm going to take it off for this tournament. I don't think that's a smart thing, but it's also sort of what handball players do. I mean, real handball players.
Yeah.
Not the ones like you who see 7 different doctors and go through physical therapy. And
yeah, that's what I do.
Go into your sports science and all that stuff. Look at that reverse from Daniel. Are you kidding me?
The Coon Dog and...
Look at the serve, Dave. Watch this.
No, it's incredible.
Boy, that was served to Brian and...
That was served to Brian's left and hit by Steven's
left. A full body length.
The Coon Dog and Medina kicked off the Field of Dreams last night, Dave, with an incredible doubles match against the tallest Icebreaker doubles team in history, Bernie and Langmack. Great match, 25-23. The Southern Californians taking that one. And Cooney's having an excellent tournament here, Dave. Took out former Icebreaker champion Abraham Montijo in 2 games.
Yeah, and he looked good doing it.
Right. Losing to the Cinderella man, Brant Bittigan, in singles, and now he's alive here in the semis in doubles.
1-0.
I know you can say this about any player, but Cooney is as good as he wants to be. More so than a lot of other players that I know. Cooney seems to have a next level that he can go to if he wants to dedicate himself.
Well, you're the highest on Cooney. You're his biggest fan. I thought I was, but I don't think I can keep up with you.
Well, I know that he has 2 bad shoulders and a bad elbow, and yet he's still able to compete and raise his game. I'm impressed with it. I really liked how he played indoor against Killian Carroll at the Tucson event that we had in 4-wall. Showed how tough he was physically.
Cooney's a gamer. He's got a lot of skills, a lot of experience. And I think his experience in the Big Alley in Ireland helps him here in this 3-wall game. Does play some 3-wall now that he lives in Southern California. And we have not mentioned Lucho Cordova, who has been on a tear this summer. I mean, just crushing everyone in his path, Dave. 4 donuts he's handed out in 14 singles games this summer.
Yeah, it's really impressive. In fact, he told me that he was purposely going to try to get in shape and try to have the best showing that he's ever had this year. And I love hearing that from him, too. He said he feels really good and he's really focused. He also said that he stopped drinking, and, we haven't really, I don't know what his drinking levels were, but to hear him say that, that's a big deal.
That's always going to make a big difference. Huge. He's definitely playing the best I've ever seen him play right now. And I thought that at the Hall of Fame tournament, the Race for 8 stopped in Tucson in March, and now he seems to be playing even better.
Well, I'm going to predict in the upcoming Race for 8 season, which, by the way, kicks off in October in Portland, I'm going to predict he's going to have multiple wins this year.
Wow.
At least 3.
Wow. 3 titles.
Yep. Okay. I mean, look how he's been playing outdoor.
No,
it's been
tremendous.
Unreal.
Yeah.
And even he has a reverse down the middle.
I have not seen anyone play offense on this court like Lucho is doing right now, from everywhere. He just does not give you a chance to even get into rallies.
That's a nice little left-handed.
So if
paddle.
we have 8 stops this year, you've already given him 3. Where do the other 5 go?
Well, I haven't thought about those yet. I don't know
Someone's
who's-
got to be. I mean,
I just know that he's going to be the guy, I think, to beat this year.
Second serve.
Especially if he just continues with this focus that he has right now. I mean, you've played against him out here. He has a different focus right now.
he's playing great ball. Outstanding.
Serve 2.
And it's almost as if he's changed his style just a little bit. You know, before he'd like to wear you down and get you tired, and that was kind of like his big offensive weapon. Now he seems to be striking.
I think his power is what's separating him from the rest of the field. He's always had a great kill shot, but now he's got so much power on his rally shots that he doesn't give you a chance to ever play offense. And when you do, he's so quick that he's picking up just about everything you hit. Brian Medina, the utility man. Right now, the best 3-wall player in the game. There were some murmurs, Dave, about how Brian could have been the #1 seed here. He's never lost on this court. He's undefeated in big ball on this court. It doesn't matter who comes here, he wins. And he's also a very skilled small ball player. In fact, he plays more small ball than big ball. Just happens to be undefeated in big ball.
Yeah, that's impressive. Yeah, this is definitely the prime for Brian Medina.
And he's clutch. In his 14 3-wall big ball singles matches that he's won out here, Dave, 4 of them in tiebreakers, twice facing match point, won all of them.
Second serve. Side out. Ball broke.
Broken ball players aren't going to warm it up necessarily.
So a lot of handball here this morning for Lucho. He's in the semifinals of the doubles and singles. So 4 matches for him this morning.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And he already played 4 yesterday.
Right out. Two, serving 5.
So that'll be 8 matches for him in about 28 hours.
Yeah, now you can see why he's getting in shape. Just comes to these tournaments once a month. That's about all you need. Daniel goes deep and gets that ace serve and then goes and cracks one just over the short line for another ace.
Daniel's serve out here is just incredible.
Well, I told Daniel via text the other day that I don't understand why he's not the best player in 3-wall. I mean, he's got everything.
Yeah, when I played him, I thought he was.
I understand now, you know, with the broken foot and it hasn't completely healed and giving him a pass for this tournament, he didn't even enter the singles. But he's got everything that you'd want for an outdoor player. This serve starts it all off, but he's got fly kill with both hands. He's got power. I mean, it kind of baffles me. It's sort of like, why wasn't Naughty Jr. better at 3-wall?
6, serving 5.
I don't remember him entering much in 3-wall.
Me neither. But you think that he's just built for it.
7, serving 5.
That's incredible. That's a reverse that jams that side wall. You're going to play the door and then it comes into your body. I mean, see how fast these points are? That's why I say Daniel's just a great weapon. He's a perfect doubles partner for you because he's going to get you 4 or 5 points as we take a look at this flyover of
Look at this
Clark
beautiful
Park.
complex here. Got the golf course.
Nice and green. Weather's perfect.
Daniel's just finding all the right cracks on this court. Steven said to me during that timeout, I feel like we're doing pretty well, but we can't return Daniel's serve.
I mean, that was a huge hop right there. I think Steven would have got that. But how do you know?
I think sometimes it's hard to return these hop serves in doubles and singles.
Yeah, you don't have a back wall when you're outdoor.
No, but I mean just you don't have much space. The ball's hopping and you're already right next to it.
That was wicked, Dave. Look at this replay. Watch this baby. See, Brian can't give up on that. He has to just assume that the ball's going to come to his left. He was stepping forward to let Steve have the space.
That ball went through the 5-hole.
Rod Carew would be so happy if he played handball.
Daniel's sort of taking the air out of the sails here of the Coon Dog and Brian.
Daniel's serves are on fire. I haven't seen serves like this since Luis Moreno played outdoor.
Moreno's last outdoor appearance was a loss to Brian Medina.
I know, yeah, that's true. Pima. You know, we saw Luis actually break off a nice little reverse down the middle. Let's see if he tries to go with the hop serve as well. He sees the success from his brother.
Second serve.
There's a nice little natural hook. 14-5 here in game number 1, semifinals of the men's open small ball doubles. And there it is, 15th point, 15-5. First one going to the Flying Cordovas as Cooney and Medina need to regroup here for game number 2. What are they going to have to do besides getting that serve back from Daniel? I mean, what can you do? I think that comes down to that serve.
Cooney and Medina did much wrong there. They didn't get a chance to play. 9 ace serves, and then you saw Daniel throw in a couple more cracks during the rally, and that tells the story.
Yeah, if you get rid of the ace serves and the cracks, then the score was 2-3.
Right.
And we still have points to play, but here we are in game number 2.
This is the first serve for Medina and Cooney since leading 5-2. So that was 13 straight points in 1 inning to end that second game.
And really just led by Daniel. Nice little running underhand paddle there from Cooney, covering the left side wall.
You'd have to say that the Cordovas are the best brother tandem in professional sports, without question. What other brothers are ranked in the top 3 in the world simultaneously?
Well, the Contreras brothers, who are both catchers in Major League Baseball, are pretty good. But they don't play on the same team. You need to start following baseball a little bit. I know that as soon as they came in with that harsh PED penalties, you stopped watching. But, 2006 has been a long time. You can actually start watching now, I think.
Half out. 1-4.
That's a good fly kill there from the 3-wall big ball king.
Medina handles it well.
I think Brian might be Clark Park's biggest fan. He just loves coming here.
I love when he's here. He's a cool dude.
Yeah.
Took me about 11 years to figure it out. but I figured it out.
One, serve one.
I told Medina 2 tournaments ago that I felt like he sort of looked like Sal Duenas. And he took exception to that. Just stared at me for the next 2 days. Wouldn't say one word.
Did you think that would be well received?
I thought I'd get a smile.
Was that part of the jokes that you written out, or was that more on the fly?
No, that was from a couple tournaments ago. So this tournament, I said, he's a lot like Sal Duenas, except he wins.
What kind of reaction did you get there?
He smiled, but Sal wouldn't talk to me for the next 2 days. So I said it so both can hear it.
Right.
You know,
That was a win-win.
Not only do you write the jokes, but then you have to have the planets align where the 2 players are near each other to hear it. And a group of people to laugh. There's a lot involved.
How many jokes do you write out per day? Or do you go by tournament?
Well, just in any given day, probably about 30. But when it comes to a tournament, I do a special writing session.
Yeah.
And I just have them loaded. These are the ones that I actually memorize.
Yeah.
The other ones I just write, and that's it, and it goes on to the ethers. But
How many laughs do you need per joke?
5. I raise the bar sometimes. Or just a perfect joke where if there's only 3, all 3 have to laugh.
Oh, right.
Point. 2, serving 4.
If you looked at all of the times that Daniel served versus Luis, what do you think the point break is?
Probably about 13 to
3, serve 4.
4. Lucho Sr., Dave, is back there pulling the strings. He's told the Flying Cordovas exactly how to play here. He told Daniel that, Lucho's going for 2 straight singles titles. He does not want him worn out for his singles final, so you're going to need to carry that broken foot around and carry this match to save Lucho's energy.
So Lucho Sr. is the Will Smith
4, serve 4.
acting
The Richard
father.
Williams, yes.
The acting father, King Richard.
Yes. Minus the slapping.
A lot of action during that last rally. We're altogether 4 going to 15. First one to the Flying Cordovas. A match, or I should say a game that was only about 12 minutes.
Five, serve 4.
Doubles was originally slated to be 1 game to 25.
Point.
That pushed for much shorter, but now somehow we're in a best of 3 match.
I think the players like it better.
6, serve 4. Point.
The deep crack is probably the most difficult serve to hit as a server in handball. Definitely one of the hardest to return.
7, serve 4.
4-wall or outdoor 3-wall. Are you kidding me? Cooney had to fight that ball off to get to the front wall. Then he says sorry and slaps the hand of Lucho as they cross. Dave, you've said before in the live broadcast that you don't acknowledge to your opponent when it's a bad shot, but I've seen you do it on the court when you say sorry.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, because you have to take it, but you don't really want to, right? How about when you're wrong, when you're yelling at the referee
I've been wrong yelling at the ref.
and then after you find out when you watch the replay later, do you ever apologize about how you behaved or?
1 long. Second serve.
Is there a threat of a pink slip? Or, I mean, with or without the threat of a pink slip?
No loaded question. Just wondering if there it is. It's in.
Five, serve 7.
Ooh,
1 long.
look at this one.
That's out.
Yeah, first one was in, second one out.
Point.
Those deep serves are crazy.
Very, very tough to
6,
return.
serve 7.
So then it takes you out of your game. You come in and think that you're going to cut that off. You've already committed, so you have to take it. And
7,
then
serve 7.
that leaves Cooney back in the service box with another deep serve.
Point.
Cordova about 45 feet back there, and he hits the ceiling on that.
8, serve 7.
I admire you guys be able to hit the ceiling from that deep off the court. You see Sam Esser do it a lot. Shorty Ruiz does it pretty good as well. Yikes. Is that the greatest shot you've seen out here this weekend?
I don't know if this is
Is it on
intentional.
purpose?
Definitely not.
Oof. What was he going for there, if that wasn't it?
I think a high 2-wall shot. Front wall, left wall.
9,
He just got ahead of it?
Yeah.
Cordova's switched side here on the serve.
side out.
I think it's because Steve was kind of eating up Luis over there, so they had Daniel go over to the left side.
7, serve 9.
I think we'll see Daniel come in here with a little extra zip on these hop serves, trying to close this game out in this match.
8, serve
Got
9.
one there.
Point.
Brian's got incredible hands. I noticed that last night watching him play in the small ball doubles against Bernie and Max.
9, serve
Kind of
9.
like Timbo, anything he gets his hand on, he can return. Maybe anything but Daniel's hop serve.
I don't think anybody really can handle those consistently.
But it seems like Killian can. We saw Killian beat Daniel in 2 finals last summer. Really
Point.
made Daniel's serve a non-factor to a large degree.
10, serve 9. Couldn't see it was good.
No.
Short. 1 short. Second serve.
Great shot.
2, serve 0.
East, does he make that? Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? That's one of the furthest back we've ever seen.
And he was running backwards. It wasn't like he was standing back there waiting for it.
You know how hard it is to get that ball back to the front wall? That's incredible.
11, serve 9.
But I think in doubles, they both got caught moving forward, where one guy should probably be staying back there when you've got Daniel taking that ball up at the short line.
I think Steven just called a timeout. Look at this, Dave. Medina has his body twisted the wrong way.
That's where you need the behind the back shot with your right.
Yeah, I mean, it was too high to, I think, pull it off, but that's the only option I think he had there. Maybe jump up and try to flip a back wall behind the back shot. I mean,
Now this is what I'm talking about here. Brian makes an amazing get, but Brian,
watch how far back he is.
how does he get?
The fence is right there. And the ball barely makes the front wall.
And you caught him, Dave, and sent him back into the court from the booth.
I normally don't like to push forward like that. I'm more of a guy that likes to pull toward me and give a little kiss on the neck.
Yeah. But you were so respectful of that get that you wanted him to get back into the point.
I pushed him so hard he tripped at the very end and slid, missed the shot.
13, serve 9.
I know you admire that little kiss on the neck.
I've received many of them, so yes.
Point.
Mine was pushing you to go get the ball that you hit over the roof. See how beautifully that was all set up with that great serve? And there it is. The game ends at 15-9 on match point. A beautiful serve from Daniel Cordova. First strike from Luis Cordova as the Flying Cordovas take down Stephen Cooney and Brian Medina in the second game here after winning the first one 15-5. Let's take a quick look at that scoreboard. I'm going to just put it there. Yeah, here we are, 15-5, 15-9. I was right, okay.
And Daniel came in serving at 8-9 in the second game, and I had a feeling he was going to put a little extra mustard on those serves, and he did. They closed out that game with 7 straight points in that last inning.
The Cordova brothers now advance to the doubles final here at Clark Park with Icebreaker number 2. We'll have more matches coming up next. For Dave Fink, I'm Dave Vincent. Thanks for tuning in to WPHLive.TV.